Just arrived at Wayne National Forest, and I'm going to be doing my first solo backpacking trip. Just 2 nights. I think it's about 15 miles. I have a lot of emotions coming into this trip. Definitely excitement, but also a little bit of nervousness about being out here by myself, doing everything for myself. You know, usually I have Travis to help with all the camp chores, and when I get frustrated trying to put up a tarp, he's there to assist and help with tying knots and things like that, and collecting firewood, and just dividing up the chores makes things so much easier. The goal for tonight is just to get a few miles in, find a decent camp, and get set up so that I can head out early in the morning tomorrow. Found this area next to the trail. Looks like it might be an old logging or mining road. It's really like same width all the way and pretty level. Not much growth on it. Thinking this might be a cool place to set up. A little more open. Kind of cool. It's about 5:30 right now. Still a lot of sunlight left, but I did drive a few hours to get here and I'm tired. So I think what I'm going to do is walk up this old road a ways and see if I can find a good place to put the hammock up. And if so, this will be home for the night. Didn't have to search for very long. I think I found the perfect 2 trees to put up my hammock. They are a little bit wider than my arm's length, which I think is pretty much exactly what I want to fit my hammock between. I am going to put the tarp up, I think, because I think there's like a 30% chance of rain. And I really don't want to get rained on. Nothing but blue skies right now, though. My bag in total, I think, weighs around 35 or 36 pounds. But 5 or 6 of that is just water because I can't filter water here. The other thing about spring trips is that you do have to bring a lot of different clothing because it is supposed to rain. One of the days that I'm here, it's supposed to get into the 40s at night, then it's going to be in the 80s during the day. So I don't want to wear warm clothes during the day because I'll sweat too much, but my thin sun layers might not be enough at night, so I need warm layers for nighttime. So that's another reason that my pack's a little bit heavier than it normally would be. Is big enough. This is wide enough. I'm questioning myself if this is wide enough. Well, I guess we'll find out. Might have to do this more than once if it's not. Nope, not wide enough. Okay. Back to the drawing board. So I just moved a couple trees over actually, and thinking that these are going to be the perfect distance. Only one way to find out. Yeah. Looks pretty good, I think. Gonna have a nice lofty tarp tonight, which will be really nice. Hopefully mean I'll get some nice airflow in. Not much of a view, but still makes it feel more spacious. I think these last two I'm going to have to stake just because there's no real way to put them to trees, but everything else is up on a tree, which is really nice. Nice and open. Tarp's up. Now it's time to get the hammock up. The hammock is, I think, easier than the tarp. Just gonna clear out my surroundings a little bit. I think she might be a little cattywampus, but hey, you know what? First time, you know? Somewhere around, I'm trying to remember what a good height was. I think somewhere around eye height. Might actually even be too high. Come down just a smidge. Okay. Nice and hot. And I think I got good distance on both sides of my hammock. Feet, head, success. Okay. Got my hammock hung, and I just need to blow up the mattress. There is this pouch here the mattress slides into, and that's what keeps it stable. Makes it a nice comfy surface to lay on. Last time I blew up this mattress, there was a really strong wind. Today, when I am out of wind, I am going to have to use my own. That's okay. We're almost there. Yep. We're there. Now that my pad's blown up, it goes into the hammock. Just making sure I'm not taking a spider with me. There are a lot of them over here. I think we're there. So I see it popping out the end. Now this just pops around the bottom. And zip, zip. Easy peasy. Oh, jeez. Okay. As you can see, I am not very graceful at getting into this thing yet. Hopefully, I will learn to be more graceful as I learn to get into this. That was honestly better than it has been in the past. Easier too. I was worried that I had it too high, but I think actually it's the perfect height. I've got plenty of headroom for my tarp, so I won't be swinging into that. But it's easy enough to get into, and obviously I'm not dragging on the ground, which is important. Getting out is actually a lot easier than getting in. You just put your feet off to the side and just touch bottom and come out. These stakes that you can purchase for the hammocks go in the head and foot, and they make it so that when you have the bug screen on, it's not resting right against you. It creates some loft around you. And they hook in here, and then this part stretches up and it hooks on there so that this has some structure to it. The bottom one I don't actually put on until I'm in the hammock because I'm folding this up to get in. And if I had this in there, I would have to basically climb over part of the fabric and risk ripping it or puncturing it. So I put this in one of the pockets inside the hammock so that once I'm in the hammock, I can pull this forward and put the stake in that way. This hammock has tons of pockets, which is really nice. There's a water bottle pocket here, which I currently have my knife in. There's two little side pockets here. Sometimes I store stuff kind of in this wing, but it's not a pocket, so it can slide down in the bottom. The bag that hammock stores in. Also clips to the hammock, so you can use that for storage. And then there's 2 more pockets up here. Lots of space. It's really nice for like book, cell phone, flashlight. I usually will hang my light off of the line here though, because that kind of gives me like a ambient light for myself. All in all, a really great setup. This strap right here, there's one on the other side. When you're in the hammock and you pull that, it actually puts you at an inclined position for your head. There's another one down here that you can pull that will recline your feet, so you can actually be in a recliner chair kind of position in the hammock. Oh, it's very comfortable, very, very nice setup. A trick I learned very quickly the first time I tried to get in with my sleeping bag is that if your sleeping bag is laying on your hammock and you push down to get into your hammock, your sleeping bag slides out of your hammock onto the ground. Instead, I just drape it over the line and push it out of the way. So now it's ready to go and it won't fall when I get into the hammock. Well, the sleep setup is all set up and I am starving. Got my handy dandy adventurer's utility belt on with my bear spray, my Zoleo, my knife. Got the fanny pack pocket for all the essentials, including my spork, my water, and then I have my food and my cooking gear in here. I wanted something easy tonight that wouldn't take too long to cook. So for dinner tonight, I'm gonna have a creamy pesto, and I'm gonna add to this just some foil packet chicken. The other thing I'm gonna do, one of my other meals, I have some spaghetti that I added some dehydrated veggies to. This is peppers, tomatoes. These are like little cherry tomatoes, I think, that we dehydrated. Some zucchini. And there's some carrot in there, but I didn't grab it with my handful. So just a few veggies to spice it up. Like it's boiling. Okay, so it says to stir in the contents and continue boiling, reducing the heat, cooking for 12 minutes. Get my spork. Try to reduce my heat. It's a tricky thing to do with this. It's honestly easier to cook over a wood stove, I think, sometimes than cooking over these, but whatever. It is a little buggier out here than I expected it to be, and I was starting to be bothered by it. But we have a lot of trips planned in places that are going to be a lot buggier than this, with black flies and mosquitoes. So I just had to take a moment and remind myself of that and try to just lean into it, not be so bothered by them. It's going to take some practice. When I was first coming out here, I mean, I'm excited to be here for sure. I was almost like worried about being scared, like scared to be scared. I was worried that I would be afraid of running into other people, that I wouldn't be capable of setting everything up myself, that I would get frustrated. So I'm really glad I'm challenging myself by doing this and coming out here by myself and facing some of my fears about being out in the wilderness by myself. So far, I'm rocking it. Packet chicken does not look particularly appetizing. I will say that. And this is starting to look good. One final addition though, if I can find it in here. This is my Parmesan cheese. I'm not going to use all of it tonight, but half. Where I'm sitting is a little bit muddy. Pesto north side, just made with water instead of milk and butter and all that. We added in some dehydrated veggies, a packet of chicken, and of course our Parmesan cheese. Ready to dig in. Ooh, those peppers are good. Dehydrating the peppers kind of gives them like that fire roasted pepper kind of texture. Mmm. Mmm. Oh yeah. Just gonna sit back and eat my dinner, listen to the birds and the wind. Start winding down for the evening. All right, come sit with me. We'll listen to the birds together. Well, dinner's done. I am back at the hammock. I gotta brush my teeth and pack up my food and scented items so I can hang those away from my sleeping area. As the sun's going down behind the hills, it's definitely getting a little cooler out. I'm glad that I brought my wool for sleeping. I'm gonna be nice and cozy in my hammock tonight, I think. All in all, a great first day. We'll see how the night goes. I'm feeling really good though. A lot of the nerves that I had at the beginning, a lot of the concerns I had about being fearful, now that I'm here, I'm just really enjoying nature and enjoying doing all of the camping, backpacking stuff on my own and proving to myself that I am capable. Come a little ways from camp to brush my teeth. I don't know what that bird is, but it sounds digital, like a synthetic bird. Just packing everything up into my food bag. I have a bag that I keep all my trash items in. That's gonna go in. My toiletries bag includes toothpaste, dish/body, some bath wipes, deodorant, toothpaste. All of that goes in, just because it's all scented. And then the cooking pot also goes in because I cooked in it. Probably has food smells. Now to find a tree. What Travis usually does, and now I can see why, is get this all set up before we actually need to hang it so that it's ready to go when we do. And so then he's not doing this in the doll. Maybe this stick is heavy enough. And you. Ta-da! It's amazing how quickly it gets dark. Okay. Food bag is hung. Shouldn't be going anywhere tonight. I'm in the hammock. It's a little after 9. Changed into my jammies. Got all cozy. And now I think I'll read a book for a little bit. The birds are going crazy. I saw a small animal scuttle past camp. I couldn't really tell what it was because it was kind of far away. Either a really large squirrel or maybe a skunk? I don't know. I told them they weren't allowed to hang out with me tonight and they wandered off, so that was good. I will be up early in the morning. I think I'm going to set an alarm for 5:30. See you tomorrow. Good morning. It's about 6:30. It's chilly out. Nice and cozy in my sleeping bag and so comfy in my hammock. Honestly, did not sleep great. I think it was pretty close to being a full moon, so it was pretty bright out. And that made the birds very active, so there was a lot of bird noise pretty much all night, which I like, but it also made it hard to sleep. It's gonna be a chilly morning, so I think I'm just gonna have to put my big girl pants on and deal with it. Morning. Slept in a little bit. I think it's almost 9 now. It was just so cold this morning. I did not want to get up. Just felt like I needed the few extra hours. I'm gonna get changed and get the hammock packed up. I think I'm gonna take breakfast over to where I had dinner last night because it is along the trail and it's a little more clear. Makes a better spot to set up, have some coffee and oats, and then I'll get that all packed up and head on out. Looks like it's gonna be a really nice day today. Getting packed up. Takes a little while. Just take everything down and get it packed up properly. Pea funnel's dry. I love this thing. I'm gonna keep saying that. Girls, get you one of these. Ladies. Women's. Get you a pea funnel. It's amazing. Breakfast is oatmeal and coffee. I pre-mixed the oatmeal with a bunch of dried fruit, milk powder, some nuts, a little sugar. It'll be really tasty. And then I also pre-mixed my coffee this time around with the creamer and sugar in it, so I didn't have to bring multiple bags of each to just have one thing that has everything. Oh, that's good. And I got my oatmeal soaking, but I didn't want to do it in my pot because I don't really have an easy way to clean my dishes. And last night I used some leaves and just like a tiny little bit of water to clean out the pesto. Oatmeal's gonna stick at least as much, if not more, than pesto, and it's a real pain in the butt. So if I can do this instead, it'll be a lot easier. Lichen. A few bits of lichen in my coffee this morning. It's probably good for you. I really like this spot. Ooh. The apricots like flavored everything. I didn't even get an apricot in that bite. Good boy. Oh wow. Yep, that's good. Kind of awkward to eat out of the bag, but it works. I'm living in the woods. What do you want? I'm gonna refill my water one more time before I go, just because I know this is a nice, easy spot to do it. So I just open the valve, have my pack up high, and then when I squeeze, it flows just like a hose. Finally, time to start hitting the trail. I love you, big tree. You're beautiful. Ooh. Oh, wow. There's something I want to do, but for some reason I'm feeling embarrassed. I'm by myself. Well, who's there to be embarrassed by? Alright, I'm doing it. Woo! Came to a stream crossing here. I scouted around a little bit up and down the shoreline. The problem is that it's a steep bank on this side, and then it's a nice rocky shore on the other side. But it's pretty deep, and there's no good way to cross without getting my feet wet. But that's why I brought those shoes. So I'm gonna get changed into those real quick, make my way across, and then I think I'm gonna find a rocky spot on the shore here to make some lunch. Oh, my feet are sweaty. It's hard to put them in my shoes. There we go. Here we go. It's a little chilly. Found this nice little sandbar. Sit by the creek and have lunch. And what is lunch, you might be asking? Well, that is a very fair question. We're going to turn this into a barbecue chicken, macaroni and cheese, 1 packet of ramen noodles, 1 packet of barbecue chicken, and of course macaroni and cheese powder, courtesy of a Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner. Gonna take these wet shoes off, let my feet dry. Seemed like the perfect opportunity to have lunch since I want to give my feet a chance to dry anyway. The shoes are outside my pack, so they can be wet, doesn't matter. I'm just going to do about a cup. I'm going to start breaking this up a little bit. Not going to use the flavoring packet from this because I am not an insane person. There's plenty of sodium in the barbecue chicken and the cheese powder, and plenty of flavor. Let my noodles soak for a little bit. They're looking good. Add my cheese powder. This is the kind of meal that is just so good when you're out in the wilderness. But, oh my gosh, I would never eat this at home. But out here, it is heaven. Now for the barbecue chicken part. Barbecue mac and cheese. Friggin' butterfly. That was epic. How cool was that moth larva last night? I think that's what that was. It was bright yellow, had these like pastel pink little baby wings. It reminded me of, what's the name of the caterpillar in A Bug's Life? Helmet? When he finally sprouts his wings and they're so small on his body, that's what that little larva looked like. Had these tiny little wings and these pink little arms. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. I moved it a little bit away from my camp because it was right under my tarp and I didn't want to accidentally trample it. But what a neat little bug. Lunch is over, back on the trail. Oh man, those are some big trees. Oh, I love you, big tree. Oh. Don't think I wasn't coming for you too. Oh. go. Thank you. This pack's getting heavy. It's been a couple hours since lunch, and I just feel like I need a break. Sit on this log for a minute. I think a little Justin's almond butter would be a good morale boost right now. I think I've earned it. I brought 2 on this trip, and I just grabbed whichever one I could out of my bag this morning. So it's not my fault that it's the chocolate hazelnut. It's just what I grabbed. But I am looking forward to it. It's been a great day so far. There's been a few places where the scenery is kind of dull, but it's a forest. That's going to happen. And it's a really long trail, so not every mile can be scenic highlights. But even then, the birdsong has not stopped the whole time I've been out here, and it's been really enjoyable to listen to. Woodpecker right on cue. I saw a deer for a very brief moment, pretty far away. It was down by a stream. It must have heard me walking, and I heard it tromple away. Tromple? I don't know. Tromple it is. I heard it scurry away. But, you know, deers don't scurry. They're all legs, awkward and loud. Saw a ton of raccoon footprints in the mud in one little area. It's so funny, if you ever see perfect little toddler handprints in mud, and you're in the middle of the wilderness, chances are it's not a toddler, it's a raccoon. I always get a chuckle from them, because they do look like little kid handprints. Just picture some muddy little kid out in the middle of the wilderness. It's kind of silly. Alright, should get going. Ooh. Come to another deep water crossing. Looks like someone put some logs across to try to walk on logs to get across. But if you know anything about how graceful I am, I don't think that's a good idea. Especially not with a heavy pack on and tired legs. I think it's easier to just switch to my water shoes and walk across that way. Seems like a lot of effort to put into crossing a 6-foot wide stream, but really don't want to get my socks wet. See you on the other side. Oh, I think I finally found a campsite. Oof. I am dog tired. Holy smokes. That was rough. Yeah, that was rough. It's about 6:30. At 5, there was a cool campsite right by the stream. Really open, really beautiful. But I looked at the map and I was like, I really need to do a little bit more distance. And then from that moment on, it was a lot of steep hills, a lot of like really grassy, like young growth forest that just wasn't good for camping. And my feet started to hurt, my back started to hurt, and I was just feeling really tired. And then just when I thought the trail was going to start heading downhill again, it turned uphill. But up here on this ridge, there's some nice clear area. And it's flat, and I found some good trees to hang from, so I'm really happy. I wanted to show you what it looks like when I'm in my hammock going to bed. I'm not quite going to bed yet, but by the time I am going to bed, it's going to be too dark and you won't be able to see. So I figured I'd show you real quick what that looks like with the bug net and the sleeping bag and everything. I'm in. Pop the bottom. So at this point, I would take my shoes off, and it takes a little finagling because if you lean forward too much, the hammock leans forward. So while I'm taking my shoes off, I want to be careful not to lean too far forward and keep my weight centered so that I don't go flying out the bottom of the hammock as I lean forward. Take my shoes off, put my fluffy Patagonia on so I stay nice and warm overnight. And then I bring my sleeping bag down off the line and drape it over myself. And then this is the bug net. And it has two little things here that run it across the line, and then it has 3 zippers, so you can basically put them wherever you want. They all will end here, so you can do it so that one zipper goes just to your bottom and one goes to the top half if you want, or you can just zip one zipper all the way around. Forgot to put the end part on here. Lift this up. I usually do this before I have the bug net in the way. Okay, so now that's on. What reminded me is that you have to grab the bottom again to do the zipper. Practice makes perfect, right? This afternoon was rough. Those last couple miles were difficult, and it was a hot day. I drank a lot of water. I drank too much water. I have less than a cup of water left, and probably at least 4 miles. So that's not great. I'm feeling a little stressed about that, honestly. I will make it to my car tomorrow, and I have like a gallon of water in my car. So I'm not like worried about it being dangerous. It's just gonna be uncomfortable. Instead of my dehydrated meal tonight, I'm gonna have my lemon pepper tuna on garlic naan. So, facing adversity on my own sucks. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be better with Travis here, but then we'd both be miserable. And I'd probably be short-tempered, which means I'd be grumpy with him, which is not fair. And because it's just me out here, I have no one to be grumpy with but myself, so I'm not getting too upset about it. It's a beautiful night. I can't wait to get in my hammock though. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna finish up my dinner and probably head into the hammock. Brush my teeth without water tonight. It should be fine. It's about 8:30, I think. It's also still pretty light out. I don't know if you can see through the trees. Hopefully I can read a little bit and fall asleep. This time I'm really getting up at 5:30. I gotta get up, get packed up, get out of here, and hike out so I can get to my car and get to my water. Good morning. It's 5:30. Still pretty dark out. Gotta get up. It is 6:30. I just finished packing up camp. So it's time to get out of here, get moving. Hopefully it stays nice and cool for a little while. That'll help me conserve my water. Took a Tylenol this morning to try to beat the aches and pains. I don't know if it's possible though. It might just be an inevitability at this point. But I am feeling rested and rejuvenated this morning, so all good. Put this here. All right, off we go. That was on my hat. I just happened to look up and notice something. Must have knocked off a tree or something. I've hit a lot of cobwebs this morning. Oh boy. Sorry, buddy. We can't be friends. Beach has been busy. Looks like coyote. And these little raccoons. And that's where I have to go. Good morning. Oh, that's that was a little deep. When I first planned this solo backpacking trip, it felt like a rite of passage. Like an opportunity to test my abilities and be out in the wilderness on my own. I am the sole person responsible for my well-being. I'm the only one out here that can take care of me. But so far on this trip, I've done what I've set out to do as far as proving to myself that I have what it takes, trusting myself that I can get things done, that I can push through difficulty. Those are not little things. Oh, these uphills are just brutal. I feel like I'm running on empty here. Every step is just hard earned. And it's like when you get done with the really steep part, you're just on a slightly steep part. So you're still working. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's flat. It's flat, and guess what? St. Patrick's Cemetery is where we parked. We're almost there. Yeah! Woo! This calls for drinking the last water. I can't wait! Not much water left in there. Oh. I'm sweaty too. I'm glad I started early. I want to thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I do think your companionship has helped bolster me. And helped remind me that I'm out here by choice. I chose to do this and I do enjoy it. Type 2 fun. That's for sure. All right, see ya. So glad I did this. I have absolutely no regrets. Oh, what a journey. Chilly though. Hello, Dolly. Ooh, that's cold. On my tootsies. Ooh, let's do that again, shall we? It was just so much fun the first time.